10 unsolved mysteries that'll send shivers down your spine. That Madeleine McCann vanished. We've got a treat for you if you're fascinated by spooky, gory, or just plain mysterious stuff. Just don't go blaming us if you start having nightmares. In 2007, Madeleine McCann was newsworthy unless you were hiding out under a rock. Madeleine, who was then just shy of 4 years old, was resting in their hotel room while Madeleine's parents were having dinner in the restaurant at their villa. Madeleine was nowhere to be found when her parents arrived, and since then, detectives have been looking for her. Olaf Palm let his bodyguards go for the evening on February 28, 1986, and he and his wife Lisbeth went to the movies. There, they ran across his son and his girlfriend. Over the years, numerous suspects were detained, but the real offender was never discovered. Jane, age 9, Arna, age 7, and Grant, year 4, Beaumont boarded a bus to Glenelg Beach, where they planned to spend a few hours before heading back home. After being seen having fun at the beach with an unidentified stranger, the kids vanished. Who was this odd man whom the kids were observed playing so easily with? The quiet hamlet of Cape Elizabeth in Maine, USA, residents will never forget the unsettling feeling they had as they went to sleep at night at the end of 2005 for fear of being visited by a guy known as the Cape Intruder. Despite questioning numerous suspicions, no one was ever located, and the Cape Intruder vanished as swiftly as he had appeared. At least 12 homes were broken into by the Axeman, as he quickly came to be called, who then brutally killed the occupants with their own axes. The Axeman wrote a letter to be published in the newspapers on March 13, 1919, in which he expressed his love of jazz and vowed not to attack any residences playing jazz music. That night, the city was alive with music, and nobody had died. The Axeman's final victim was on October 27, 1919, after which he vanished into thin air. Take a time to look at a case that is surely mysterious even though it isn't quite as scary. A person of average build by the name of Dan Cooper booked a one-way ticket from Portland, Oregon, to Seattle, Washington, on November 24, 1971. The Zodiac Killer was one of the country's first classic serial killers because he was very obvious about his methods and sent snide letters to the media. He killed at least 5 individuals in the 1960s and 1970s, while he also claimed to have killed an additional 37. The Zodiac Killer enthralled and scared the entire globe, inspiring countless amateur investigators to try and identify him. They were unaware that cyanide had been added to these pills, nevertheless. Soon after takeoff, the flight's course was modified, and for an unknown reason, the plane's transponder was turned off. Evidently, the jet crashed, and it's likely that the passengers perished, but how? Why was the transponder manually turned off and why did the plane's path change? They were all brutally murdered shortly after that, and the bodies of all of them were left all over the land. The murderer was never found despite the best investigation efforts and the arrest of numerous suspects. Let it be upon your head to read more about these strange mysteries and horrific crimes. Shashman ikmati semua hal menyenangkan yang dita erkan kehidupan, termasuk perjalanan.